She was my wife, until she chose another man. I was her husband, but she had already chosen someone else. The phone vibrated between us, not loud, not urgent, just enough to be noticed. We were sitting at the kitchen table, the light above us too white, too honest. Her hand twitched toward the phone, then stopped. A pause, a breath she didn't know she was holding. I didn't look at the screen. I looked at her. Her eyes didn't meet mine. They never did anymore. They slid away like they had somewhere else to be, somewhere warmer, somewhere I wasn't. "Who is it?" I asked. My voice sounded calm, practiced, like a man who hadn't already rehearsed this moment 100 times in his head. She smiled, too quickly. "No one," she said. That was when I knew. Not because of the lie, but because of how easily it came. The phone stopped vibrating. The silence rushed back in, thick and suffocating. I could hear the refrigerator hum, the clock tick, my own heartbeat, slow, controlled, deliberate. I had loved this woman for 13 years. I knew the difference between her truths and her performances. She stood up suddenly, carrying her mug to the sink. Her shoulders were tense, like she was bracing for impact that never came. I stayed seated, still, watching, because whatever was happening, it wasn't happening to me anymore. It was happening around me, and I was already stepping outside it. I didn't confront her. That's what surprises people when they hear this story later. They expect shouting, tears, broken plates. They don't understand restraint. Restraint is what you use when emotions become liabilities. Over the next few days, I watched her carefully, not like a jealous husband, like an analyst, a stranger studying a pattern. She laughed more, just not with me. She guarded her phone like it was breathing, face down, always on silent. At night, she turned away in bed, said she was tired, said work was stressful, said anything except the truth. And I let her, because denial is louder than proof, but it's also sloppier. One evening she dressed differently, not sexy, intentional, a softness she hadn't offered me in months. "Girls' night," she said. I nodded. She kissed my cheek, polite, distant, and left. I waited exactly 7 minutes before opening our shared laptop. I didn't need passwords. She had never imagined I would look. There it was, a calendar entry she forgot to hide. Dinner, 8:30 p.m. No names, no location, just certainty. I closed the laptop and sat back. This wasn't about sex. It never is. It was about replacement, and the quiet horror of realizing you're still playing your role after the casting decision has already been made. I didn't follow her. I didn't need to. People leave trails when they think they're invisible. Phone records came first. Shared account, detailed logs, a number that appeared too often, too consistently, always during hours she claimed to be busy. I memorized it. Then emails, archived, half deleted, careless. He called her Lena. I hadn't used that nickname in years. That hurt more than I expected. I kept my behavior unchanged, made coffee, asked about her day, listened when she spoke. She didn't notice the difference. That was the most revealing part. The man she was betraying had already disappeared in her mind. I scheduled a business trip I didn't need, told her I'd be gone for 2 days. She didn't hide her relief well. That night I sat alone in a hotel room and watched security footage I had requested from the restaurant she frequented, a quiet favor pulled through a contact who owed me. There she was, laughing, leaning forward, touching his wrist, and him, confident, relaxed, familiar. He kissed her temple like he had permission. I paused the video, not in anger, in clarity. This wasn't a mistake, it was maintenance. She wasn't confused, she had chosen. I waited another week, because timing is everything. Then I invited her to dinner. At home. I cooked, set the table, poured wine. She looked nervous, smiled too much, asked if something was wrong. "No," I said, and meant it. Halfway through the meal, I slid an envelope across the table. She frowned, opened it. Phone records, photos, printed messages. Evidence doesn't need commentary. Her hands started shaking. "I can explain." I raised a finger, just one. "No," I said quietly. "You can listen." She cried, denied, switched tactics, blamed distance, blamed me. I watched her unraveled with the same calm I had watched her sleep. "Who is it?" I asked. She whispered his name. I nodded. Already knew it. "Do you love him?" She hesitated. That was answer enough. I stood up. She panicked. "Please," she said, "we can fix this." I smiled, not cruelly, decisively. "I know," I said. "That's why I'm leaving." She froze. I handed her a folder. Divorce papers. Signed.
Already moved. Accounts separated. Legal groundwork completed weeks ago. "You planned this?" she whispered. Yes. Her world collapsed in real time, not because I yelled, but because I didn't need her anymore. "You chose him," I said. "I chose myself." I walked out, didn't look back. That was the revenge. People ask if it hurt. Of course it did. But pain passes, power doesn't. Months later, I heard through mutual acquaintances that it didn't work out, that he left, that she spiraled, that she asked about me. I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no grief, just distance. She was my wife until she wasn't, and when she chose another man, I chose to become someone she could never reach again.